144 years, hundreds of thousands of tourists, countless well-known artists, all in the oldest dance hall in Texas, Gruene Hall. Just 3 miles north of New Braunfels, on a crossing of the Guadalupe River in Comal County, German farming families who were looking for fertile land found exactly what they were looking for. Ernest Gruene moved with his wife and 2 sons to the area, originally named Goodwin, in 1872. After well establishing their presence in the area, the second son, Henry D. Gruene, acquired enough cotton-producing land to support between 20 and 30 tenant farm families, and began to build the necessary buildings for a community to thrive. One of those buildings was the local dance hall called Gruene Hall. The dance hall provided area families a place for socializing and offered hard-working farm families a much-needed break from their difficult lives.
Nothing much was built around here, and they were growing cotton, and the cotton, they'd get off work and they didn't have any place to go. So it's just kind of a beer joint for the cotton pickers and growers and blue-collar workers together, and I don't think it ever quit.
Around 20 years later, the town began to decline from boll weevil infestation to the crops, and in the 1920s, the Great Depression set in. In the 1970s, Chip Kaufman was floating down the river when he caught a glimpse of the old Gruene water tower. He climbed up the steep hill to investigate and discovered a run-down group of buildings in great need of repair. With the help of Cheryl Fuller, the town was put on the National Historical Registry. Fortunately, Pat Molak purchased the land where many of the Gruene buildings stand, and especially Gruene Hall. He and Mary Jane Nally developed the town into what it is today. Although a few unavoidable repairs were made to Gruene Hall, little else was necessary.
Pat and Mary Jane bought the place in 1975, and they almost immediately opened it up without even dusting the bar off. Just got some beer in there, and people started coming.
Left uncorrupted, the 6,000 square foot open-air dance hall became a starting point for many of Texas's up-and-coming performers. And, once again, the heart of Gruene. Gruene, a major piece of New Braunfels, Texas, is continuously growing. There are many tourists that come to explore our charming German roots, and of course to experience a performance at the well-known dance hall and venue, Gruene Hall.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Nally. I'm CEO and partner of Patrick S. Molak Corporation and Gruene Texas LLC. What makes Gruene unique is several things. There's a big tourist industry during the summertime, so there's like this built-in clientele. So that's really unique. We probably see a couple million people in Gruene in general, and a good majority of those go into the dance hall during any year period. Gruene Hall's a big draw. We have a lot of different music, and so it draws a lot of different markets. Younger people, older people, middle-aged people, so it has a lot of attraction for a lot of different people. I think the consistency of the music has expanded over the years. When we first came, we would have a dance on Saturdays, then we started doing Fridays, then we did Sunday afternoons, and so it just kind of grew over the years. But it was really gradual and it was sort of organic, so it seems natural.
As a town, Gruene has tried to keep its old-timey and nostalgic feel even as it grows bigger and more popular. With the old wooden buildings and buzzing history, Gruene is still so lively and uplifting with possibility, especially for musicians. Many of America's greatest country and Americana musicians got their start at Gruene Hall.
My name is Matt Kirk. The band is at Kirk and the Wayfarers. Started working here when I was 15 years old and then playing in the front room at about 18 or 19. It has affected my life in the sense that it has pretty much become most of my life. If I'm gone longer than a week, I get itchy.
George Strait played some of his very first shows in the dance hall in 1976, and now we know him as one of the greatest musicians in the country scene. Tracy Ferguson, who's been the booking agent for 40 years now, is credited with securing some of the best musicians and songwriters in the industry.
I'm Tracy Ferguson, and I have been booking bands here since September of 1982.
Her approach has made Gruene Hall what it is today.
My forte is finding good bands that'll go on and, make something of themselves.
She helped jumpstart the careers of Robert Earl Keen, Garth Brooks, and Randy Rogers.
I'm Randy Rogers, founder of the Randy Rogers Band, a local New Braunfels resident and singer-songwriter. Started in 2000 at Cheatham Street Warehouse in San Marcos. I discovered Gruene Hall long before that. I've been coming down here for vacation since I was a young child. And there's a picture of me standing on the stage at Gruene Hall when I'm like 8 years old, playing air guitar, kind of dreaming of playing Gruene Hall. Yeah, playing at Gruene Hall has definitely changed the trajectory of my career. I'll bring up one wonderful instance. My first ever gig at Gruene Hall was opening for Ray Wylie Hubbard. That kind of woke me up and said, hey man, you can do this. I've been asked the question before, do you think Gruene Hall will change? I don't think it's going away. I think it's here to stay.
Unless it leaves the Molek family or Mary Jane Nally's hands, it's really not going to change that much.
I don't think anything's going to change about it because of how passionate everybody in this community is about preserving it precisely the way it is.
We have this saying in Gruene, it's called gently resisting change. We still try to do that every day.